Hey everybody, so today I thought I would talk about my dreadlock journey. My journey began when I met this amazing friend at the time. She had dreadlocks and I was instantly inspired. I mean, for years prior to meeting her, I had been fascinated by dreadlocks and I thought they were beautiful, and I thought they were, you know, unique and amazing, and they were all so different on everybody. I always envied them and wanted them, but I was finally presented with the opportunity to get them, and my friend at the time, she was able to give me my first set of dreadlocks. The method that we used was the backcombing method, and that method is in my dreadlock tutorial video, which is super old. That's with my first set of dreadlocks. Right now I have my second set, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But with my first set, we started out with maybe 3 or 4 underneath, just so I could try it out, just see how it goes, and then gradually over time we added a couple more and we kept going and going, and by the end I probably had maybe about 25, not just under 30, just around there, and they were just babies, just the little wispy little baby dreads, and I was in love with them instantly. I wanted to show them off, I was proud, and I loved them so much, and I was so happy. One of my other main reasons for even getting dreadlocks, not just because I thought they were cool, but because I had been searching for years for a hairstyle that I felt comfortable in, that I felt more me, that, you know, that I loved. And I mean, I've had every hairstyle. I've had, you know, the A-line, I've had my hair super short and spiky. Yes, I have. And I've had my hair long, I've had it all these different colors, and I've never been happy with my hair ever. And now my hair type is super thick. I have the thickest hair ever, and I've gone to salons to have them thin out my hair because I have so much hair. My natural hair is straight, but when I had normal hair it was straight, but then it had this one wave. I don't even know why I had this one wave. It's like a weird bubble, so I was constantly straightening and curling my hair, which is really damaging anyway, especially if you're not using, like, what is it, heat protective spray or whatever. I mean, I was damaging my hair. My hair dreaded up pretty well. It does take a good couple months before your hair naturally locks and starts to dread on its own, so you have to do a lot of maintenance and a lot of upkeep on your little baby dreads, and I enjoyed doing upkeep. I mean, I worked on my hair every single day. Every day. I was maybe a little too proud of them. So not only was my hair straight and had one funky wave, but my hair was about to like where my bangs are now. My hair was like to here, basically. So with that, my hair was already short, so I had really short baby dreads. Now when you dread your hair, it does shrink. When you dread it the first time, it shrunk just because it's like when you braid your hair is naturally, you know, it's pulled up and it's shorter just from being tightened and all that. When you dread your hair, it does shrink it right then and there. Over time, when your hair starts to lock on its own, the dread becomes mature, what they like to call it. It tightens more and it does shrink more. So if you are going to do dreads with short hair, just be aware that it will be even shorter when you dread it. I was totally fine at the time with short baby dreads. I thought they were cute and I thought they were fun and they stuck out all funky, and I mean, I could do so many things with them. I mean, they were fun. They were super, I mean, kind of similar to like what's happening right now, just without the length. Eventually, my friend and I, we had a falling out, and life happens. It happens. Things didn't work out. I kept my dreadlocks though, and they grew, they were maturing, and they got to probably be a little past my shoulders a little bit. I had them for a year, I think, when they hit to here. And I had another friend with dreadlocks as well, and she had given me some real human hair dreadlock extensions, basically. So for my wedding, I sewed them into mine, crochet hooked them in with mine to make mine longer because I wanted long ones for my wedding. And so that's what I did. And you know, hers were a little bit lighter than mine, so we sewed them in, and then I just dyed my dreadlocks, like a dark brown, almost black. And for a while, my first set of dreads, I dyed them like the darkest brown ever for a very long time. So for my wedding, I had long dreadlocks and I was super happy, and I kept them in my hair for another maybe 8 months, almost another year. And it got to a point where, when it was getting close to my second year of having them, I was understanding why people feel, especially those who have dreadlocks, why they have attachments to their hair. I mean, you're in this journey with your hair, and I want to compare it to someone who's grown their natural hair out and it's super long, and you know, the people who chop it off and they get really emotional because they've basically spent years growing their hair out like that. And I spent almost 2 years dreading my hair, and it's a journey, it really is. And they change over the months, and you know, they kind of take on a life of their own in a silly way. And I remember thinking that with the falling out that me and my friend had, she was still attached to my head because she gave me these dreadlocks. And there were tons of my dreads that I actually split in half so that I could make them smaller, because I didn't want really thick dreads. And so I'd split a bunch in half, and I was trying to make them my own. But initially it always came down to, she gave me these dreads, and it was like, do I accept that as part of the journey? Because there were also so many good memories attached to my dreads, like my wedding and honeymoon and friends and moving. You know, I moved from California to Oregon with my dreads, and I mean, it sounds silly if you don't understand, and I totally understand if it sounds silly, because sometimes me even saying it out loud sounds kind of silly. But now I realize why people can get so emotionally attached to their hair, not just dreadlocks, but just hair, a certain hairstyle. Like maybe, you know, the people who have the same hairstyle for 15 to 20 years, I mean, they're literally attached to it. So when they make a change, it's emotional. I even got emotional when I combed out one dread because I wanted more loose hair once, and combing that out, I was like, man, I worked so hard to make this into a dreadlock, or to help maintain it, to keep it, you know. I worked so hard, I put a lot of work into it, and now I'm just combing it out. So I understand that part of it. And so when it came down to, I felt like my friend was attached to my hair, no one understood that. So when I would express to some of my friends or family that I was considering about getting rid of my dreadlocks, some would freak out and kind of like, well, why, oh no, don't get rid of them. And I mean, if I told them, well, I feel like my friend's attached to my head, they didn't understand. They're like, that's kind of a dumb reason. So I learned that I needed to come up with some sort of excuse that made sense to people. So I told everyone that, oh hey, my hair is really heavy and it's causing neck problems. And that made sense to people. That made people go, oh, that makes sense. Like, it is a lot of hair, and it's probably heavy, it looks heavy, so of course you would have neck problems, so of course you would get rid of them. I understand. So I told everyone that it was because of neck problems. I feel really bad, but that in fact was a lie. The real reason was I felt like my past friend was attached to my head, and I needed to move on from that chapter in my life. So I got rid of my dreadlocks, which was a really hard decision. The day that I decided, me and my husband went to the coast, and we were sitting on the beach, and I was looking out, and I was like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to make this step, to start over, and to get rid of them. And I made sure I had the option of, I can always get them again. At the time I was like, you know what, I think I'm done with dreadlocks, and I want them gone, and I never want them ever again. And you know, I was just kind of fed up a little bit. And so I spent my night, my husband helped me a little bit too. It took a good, I want to say 5 or 6 hours to comb out. And at the time I had over 50 dreadlocks. I had, I want to say 53, because I don't think I had 55. I think I had 53 dreadlocks, and I combed them all out. I wanted to save my hair so I could have length. I didn't want to just shave my head or cut them off, because yes, you can save your hair if you have dreadlocks and you want to get rid of them, you can comb them out. I combed them out by using hair conditioner. You just soak it in the dreadlock and then you just get like a really strong, I don't know, I want to say it's like an animal comb, where it's like a metal tooth comb. And you just sit and you just watch TV and you just comb them out. And it took a very long time. A very long time. After combing them out, of course I took a shower and I washed my hair for the first time, like my normal hair for the first time, and it felt so weird. And you know, I sleep on the pillow, I just wanted to rub my head all over the pillow. I mean, it was the weirdest feeling ever. And I couldn't tell if I was happy or if I was sad. I had my emotions were like mixed. They were like this. When I combed out my hair though, my hair was to here, basically. Right here. And it was super thin from like here down, because I'm just combing and ripping all my hair out. It wasn't really damaged. It was it was very healthy still. It was still, you know, it was soft, and I mean, there was no damage. I had no damage to my hair other than me just ripping a bunch of it out. So I went to a salon for the first time in like 2 years, and I got it cut super short, just so I can get rid of all the thinness. And at the time after I cut it short, I regretted cutting it short. I wish I would have just left it, but whatever. After going to a couple salons, getting my hair cut and colored and everything, you know, I'm talking to other people, and a lot of them have had dreadlocks. And I remember hearing one girl, and she told me that she had them and she got rid of them, and she's like, you know, it was fun at the time, but never having them again, never getting them ever. And I thought, you know what, me too. I am never getting them ever again. About 4 months after I got rid of them, I started missing them, and I started feeling really uncomfortable not having them. And I would see other people with them, because, you know, I live near Portland, so there's dreadlocks everywhere in Portland, and I'm seeing all these dreadlocks, and I'm suddenly regretting getting rid of mine. But then I'm also kind of conflicted, where I'm like, no, I need to look normal. I need to be normal. And I remember one of my followers, I can't remember who it is, but she made a comment, I think it was after I posted a video or something, or not a video, but a photo of my normal hair at the time. And she was like, what happened to not being normal? Like, what happened to inspiring yourself to just be you? And I was like, well, I'm still me even without them. But I also kind of don't feel like me without them, if that makes sense. And so I started really processing and thinking, maybe I should get them again. And a couple months later, I decided to get them again. And I was like, you know what, this time around, I'm doing it on my own. I considered going to a salon and having them professionally done, but I said no. I'm gonna do them myself, because I want to create them. It's all on me. If I screw it up, I have no one to blame but myself. What I did was I went on an Etsy shop, which I've purchased from before, and I actually have a video on their extensions. It's another old video. This was on my first set of dreads as well. I ordered a set of synthetic extensions to add to my dreadlocks to make them longer, and I did a video on that on before and after, so you can check all my older dreadlock videos out. And this time around I ordered my natural hair color, and I decided to stop dyeing my hair. I haven't dyed my hair since before I got dreadlocks. So I got the synthetic dreadlocks, and basically what I did was I used a crochet. I used the back comb method as well, but I also got a crochet hook, and I crochet hooked them in with my hair. It was hard work, but I did it. And I started out with half my head, and then I just moved up, you know, and I've added several, you know, throughout this last year, adding more, because this time around I wanted more loose hair. I wanted more bangs and more loose hair, more of my hair. This past April, my new set just turned 1 year old, and I can show you how they are doing and how they look and all that. I can show you where the extensions are also. So for example, if I can find one that's a good example, this one. So this right here is all extension. My hair is all this. So this is all new, its own dread. This is my own dread growing in by itself, which is super awesome. So in a year, so technically a year ago when I put these in, they were like this, like that tight to my head. And they've grown out that much in a year. So that's awesome, I think. And yes, they are not all my hair, but eventually it will be, because my reason also for getting the extensions was because I didn't want to go through the baby phase again. My hair was short already and I wanted long hair. And so that was my reason for getting the extensions and putting them in versus doing the baby stage again. I didn't want to do that again. I've already been there, and that's just my choice. This could be considered cheating, which it totally is. I mean, I'm cheating. But eventually my hair will grow out to be this long, and that is my goal right now, is to just have them grow. And I haven't dyed my hair in a very long time. Well, over a year. I haven't even cut my hair in over a year. So my bangs, I mean, they were super short and now they're super long. And I'm so excited because my friend Tasha, she was in some of my exploration videos when I was in California, going to mines and stuff, but she's gonna cut my bangs, she's gonna style them and make them look a little bit better than this. I mean, I don't know, I'm just kind of letting my hair do whatever it wants. So this is basically kind of, you know, where my dreadlock journey is now. This is where it's at. And I honestly don't plan on getting rid of them anytime soon. I am very glad that I got rid of my first set, personally, and my reason being, I appreciate them more now that I have them back. And I really do feel more me with them. And I'm glad I got rid of them because I discovered that I can live without them. And I don't need them as my identifier, basically. And that was also one reason I was upset when I had them in the first place with my first set, was I was known as, hey, it's the girl with dreadlocks. You know, like, moved to a new town and, hey, it's the girl with dreadlocks. Or, you know, if I'm in a coffee shop and like, oh, that coffee goes to the girl with the dreadlocks. You know, I was angry that people associated me with my hair. Well, it's a choice that I've made. And I have accepted that I am the girl with dreadlocks. So wherever I go, I'm the girl with dreadlocks. And right now, I'm fine with that. And so that's why I am glad that I got rid of them and got them back, because now I appreciate them. I feel more me. I feel whole again, if that makes any sense. And it's so silly because it's just hair. And I also learned how brave people can be. You know, when I got rid of them, I had several people, you know, you post a picture on Facebook or you go somewhere and people see you without them and they go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you cut it. You know, just to be honest, never really liked them to begin with. Well, why would you say that? I mean, even if I was agreeing with you, it's kind of, that's a really ballsy thing to say. And when I got them back, those people, they don't say anything now. And it's kind of a shame. It's kind of like, well, maybe you shouldn't have said anything to begin with. But I also had people, you know, when I got rid of them, they were really upset with me. They were very angry that I got rid of them. And I kept thinking, you know, we always love somebody else's hair. And I even had some people upset that I got them back. So I'm not going to please everyone. And that's not my job in life. My job in life is to please myself and for me to be happy. And right now, I'm happy. I'm happy that I have my hair. I'm happy that I feel comfortable and I feel me and I'm just happy. And that's all that matters. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little introduction to my dreadlocks. I know I don't really talk about them much in my videos ever at all anymore. I used to when I first started YouTube, but I took a lot of those videos down because I didn't want my channel to be associated mainly with dreadlocks. But I feel like by now you guys know me. You guys watch me all the time, and here's another little piece about me that you know, and you know the whole story to a degree. And I'll be doing more videos because I got a lot of questions from you guys on Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook, and so I'll be doing more videos about answering your questions about dreadlocks. So enjoy, and if you have any questions, ask down below. I'll be happy to answer, and I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.